Maddie and I are currently in Adelaide, the Adelaide Hills, and it's kind of been a nice break to actually be able to think about uh, like certain habits and things that I do that kind of maybe help my productivity or yeah, just distract me from what I want to do and achieve. And I thought I might just like write down some dot points and some notes, and maybe this can help you too. I'll call it the reset you need. So I kind of get like this sometimes. I feel like you're not in control of where your life's going, or like just kind of feel maybe a bit lost. And it probably is like majorly to do with a your environment. Um, yeah. So you kind of need to. I mean, when you kind of feel like that, you kind of need to have a look, like stop and like just kind of think about where you are in life and um, what your like what your actions are, like what you kind of um, how you kind of react to things in life. Because if you're just going through the motions and not really thinking about what you do, then you're not really living, I guess. You just kind of yeah going through the motions and uh, letting this might sound a bit cliche or cringy or something, but letting life kind of live you and you're not living life. I don't know, something like that, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's super important to kind of be driven to a certain thing and want to achieve things instead of just kind of yeah letting people kind of decide what you want to do or um, yeah just like be your own person. And I guess you can use this as like a sign to kind of just stop and like think about what you're actually doing and um, yeah try and go from there. So there's some really basic simple things you can do. I find if I'm like really all over the place and not um, super fluid or concentrated, it's probably due to my environment, which I said just before. Um, so yeah, like a messy, even just like a messy room, really like scatters your brain. And I'm probably like the worst proponent of this. Is like when Maddie and I started uh, seeing each other. I had like a really messy house, and she'd come in and be like, "I can't like my brain doesn't like this, and I feel really scattered." So it's definitely something I had to work on. Um, So if you can start by that, just cleaning up your area and just having a neat and tidy space, it'll do wonders. Like clean room, like clean mind, clear mind. Yeah, so stuff like that. Sounds super basic, but it does make a massive difference. Um, and also, it's good to like take note of like how long you've been doing these habits. Say you've been doing something like everyone does it, like I do it all the time. I'm trying to get. That's probably why I'm doing this video, is like try and help me stop like scrolling on Instagram and wasting my time doing that type of thing. But how long have you been doing these habits? And if it is for a long time, it's probably going to take a while to like reset it. But that's the whole point. You got to start somewhere and try and beat these. I guess they're like addictions or yeah, just habits that aren't helpful. And like your body can like your mind can rationalize these things. Um, we actually watched this thing about Scientology. It's like a cult, and yeah, like your mind can actually. It just made me realize. I won't go into detail about Scientology, but it just made me realize like your mind can like if it's in the right environment can rationalize, or in an environment that enables you to rationalize a certain thought, you can almost believe anything. So like Scientology sounds pretty out there from the outside, but say you like you're curious and you go in and have a look and they start telling you these things, and then something in it sounds logical or you feel good after doing it, then I guess that could be pretty easy to like start believing it for whatever reason. Yeah, I mean that's how like uh, careful you have to be with your environment, or yeah, just like how yeah, you just need a controlled environment, and like cleaning up your room or like your house is like a one easy. Well, not it's not easy, but it's like an important step to start getting your mind in order. Um, yeah, excuse me while I turn the page. And it's also important to know like what habits you're avoiding to doing, which is might be cleaning or going out for a walk, getting some sunlight. shaving your face. Um, yeah, just things you need to do, but you're not doing them. Maybe write those down and just be like, understand that these things are important. And you probably don't want to do them because it'll make you slightly uncomfortable, but in the long run, it'll help. You know what I'm talking about. There's like stuff out there that you know you should be doing, but you're not doing. Um, and you probably feel like you get told you're lazy, or you feel like you're being lazy, but you're not lazy. You're just like overwhelmed or overstimulated. It really helps to just strip back all these distractions and just have like a focused mind, and you become like a super motivated person. I feel like, um, yeah, you'll be able to lock in on certain things and just do them. Like, because if you're always looking at Instagram and there's always new information coming up, you feel like you learn something, but it's just too much information, and a lot of it's like not actually that useful if you think about it. So it might even be worth deleting those certain apps just to avoid that overstimulation and just be able to focus on what's actually important to you living like a functional life. Yeah, like, so that's one like actionable step you can do. Yeah, so it's a good practice to write things down. Maybe let's try and write down like 3 habits that are um, stunting your progress. So I'd say mine would be Instagram. um, yeah, probably not cleaning up enough. I think I'm getting better, and maybe not doing enough exercise, or being lazy, like maybe not starting the day right. So I'll like go on my phone in the morning as well, which is pretty bad. So I think before you get on your phone, you should probably try and uh, drink water, get like maybe with some electrolytes, hydrate your body, get a bit of movement, get a bit of sunlight if you can, and then once you kind of get all that out of the way, like check your phone for like messages, like important messages, but don't go on like Instagram or any of those dopamine inducing applications, because that kind of just ruins the flow, I guess, if that makes sense. Um, and yeah, just being aware of this stuff is super important. So again, just try not to like go through the motions. Uh, really try and be intentional with what you do, because yeah, that's just super important. I've already gone through that. So you can even like write up. So this might be a good practice before you go to bed. So just before you go to bed, write down what you want to achieve the next day, and that will probably help you kind of be prepared for the next day, if that makes sense. So yeah, just adding more. This is pretty much what it's all about. Is just adding more structure to your day and less like thinking. Because if you're always thinking about what are you going to do next, then it's going to be really hard to like stay focused on like the actual tasks that you're doing. So the less thinking, the better. As weird as that sounds, but like if you're thinking less, you'll be able to like just focus and do what you need to do, and yeah, you probably just live a more like a peaceful life and be more functional. Yeah, more functional, efficient. I know it kind of probably sounds boring and not what kind of like what the mainstream media kind of portrays these days, of like living these flashy lives or whatever. But yeah, if you do these things, it'll compound much more into like you earning more money, or just being at peace with your mind, and yeah, just doing what you want to do. There's another one that you like wake up at the same time every day if it's possible. I mean, obviously if you do like shift work, or you just have a job that you need to wake up at certain times, or work late, and it's not possible, but having like a structure of waking up at a certain time, doing water, like hydrate yourself, and sunlight and movement, really will help you start the day right. And also your diet, so your gut's like your first brain. Really important to give that the right nutrition. So if you're like eating processed junk, like sugar, high fructose syrup foods. I mean, I used to do all this stuff. I used to have a really bad diet and weigh like 140 kilos. So yeah, I've been on like the worst end of the spectrum. I'm still trying to get better. But yeah, definitely diet is super important. think about it like this: if you're eating like all this processed food, I mean, this isn't really new information, but it might help someone. All this processed food that like quickly burns and like gives you that like sugar rush, you're gonna like burn out really quickly. So really important to not eat that processed junk. And also a lot of processed food has like foods, like it has like, it's not even really food, it's like substances that your body can't process. So like your body like can't even break it down, so it's gonna like freak out your body and be like, whoa, what's going on? And then that's probably leads to like brain fog and low energy. So diet's a pretty fundamental thing too, and I can go into more detail about that in another video, but let's just focus on the habits. Yeah, so just keep it simple, whole foods. I try to eat organic and pretty low sugar, low carb, but whole foods is a great step. And something I used to do, I don't do it anymore, is turning your phone off at night. I used to turn it off at like 7, and that really helps with your sleep, like winding down. And yeah, it's super important. Another thing to kind of focus on or try and do. Yeah, so if you wrote this stuff down, and it really helps me. Like, I'm a pretty scattered mind, so I need like this book to help me keep me on track for the video. So writing stuff down does really help, so it just gives you something to reference from. But if you do these actions, I feel like it will make a big difference in your life. Even like just getting you off the phone is like a big step in the right direction. I know I'm recording this on a phone, but I feel like it's a way to get this out there, and yeah, maybe just give you the reset you need, and hopefully it helps. So I'll leave it at that.